Hello BookTube. Today I'm going to be doing the T tag created by Jim of Jim's Books, Reading This Stuff. This tag is the continuation of Jim's ongoing alphabet tag series. And before I begin, let me, do some quick housekeeping. I mentioned in a few previous videos that this video might not be filmed during my regular filming period, which in the central US would be 12:30. I have an errand I do need to do, but I pushed it back to tomorrow, in part so I could make sure I didn't miss UPS. I just got in the first book of my October book haul, and I didn't want to miss it. So I'm going to be pushing back my errand to tomorrow. So the video I was going to put up tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and do today. So there'll be 2 videos today and no videos tomorrow. So I can go do that errand after lunch. And hopefully it's a success and it's not too trying. Otherwise I might end up going and buy me books when I get back home. Unless it's during my reading period, in which case I'll go and read. Hopefully it doesn't put me out for reading though. I'm a mood reader. Anyway, let's get started. After that tangent, which is a tease though. T is for Twain and Tom Sawyer. What is the importance of Tom Sawyer? Not as much as Huckleberry Finn. I've never actually read Tom Sawyer, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I've read some of Mark Twain's short stories and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which I do think is one of the candidates for the Great American Novel. But I've never read Tom Sawyer. T is for TBR. Show me your TBR. So I thought when I was presented with this prompt to show off an idea I had for my December reading project, which would be a Bell Redemption December. But the way things are going, I might just abandon that because this reading week so far, except for one book, has been pretty disappointing. So I'm going to hold off on that because, I mean, it's still over a month away, or a month and a good chunk of change. So I'll do my TBR for the rest of October, or at least some of the possibilities. I might change my mind between now and weekly reads, and the next weekly reads, so on and so forth. Also for TBRs, the next video will be my TBR for New Worlds November. So keep that in mind. But anyway, talking about the TBR for the coming weeks, let me bring them down because I have them on the other side of my bed. Which was not the smartest idea I've come up with today, let me tell you. So starting with fiction, first step is White Trash Warlock by David R. Slayton. This is a contemporary or urban fantasy in which a working class magician has to deal with some family drama, I would think. And the next one is The Blade Between by Sam J. Miller. This is a contemporary-ish, near-future-ish horror novel in which a gay photographer who escaped his crappy hometown for the joys of New York must return home to his crappy hometown to take care of his father, while the city is gentrifying, which, while not necessarily making it as crappy as it was, makes it crappy in a whole new way. While he reconnects with some friends, including an old boyfriend who he starts to have a relationship with again, some monster is awakening that will threaten the town. Either because it likes and wants to support the gentrification, or because it wants to ruin it, or something. We shall see. And then moving on to the nonfiction, the history. I want to get to, and this will probably be the book I read this weekend, is Magic, A History from Alchemy to Witchcraft, from the Ice Age to the Present by Chris Gosden. As it says in the subtitle, this is a big book on the history of magic, and I've been wanting to read this book since I picked it up and since I heard about it last year, and I cannot wait to get to it. I also want to get to Noble Ambitions, The Fall and Rise of the English Country House After World War II by Adrian Tenniswood. I picked this up last month, and I cannot wait to get to it. So this is definitely going to be read sooner rather than later. I'm also wanting to, since this is October is Victober, in which booktubers, if they so choose, read works of Victorian literature. My Victober burned, crushed and burned with The Way We Live Now. So, in lieu of reading Victorian literature, I might be reading some Victorian history. And so I'm going to aim to read Victoria the Queen by Julia Baird. Get the bookmark back in place. And I want to get to, although this one might take some doing, because it's a huge book. It's a Ghidorah of a book. The Age of Decadence, A History of Britain, 1800 to 1914 by Simon Heifer, which I have wanted since I saw Steve Donahue haul an advance copy months ago. Was a pain in the butt to actually get. Because lately a lot of books that I've pre-ordered through Amazon, or I've wanted through Amazon, when they come available, if I don't pre-order them, or even if I do, there's shipping issues. It's particularly annoying with Head of Zeus books, where there were quite a few Head of Zeus books I had on pre-order that are having shipping issues. Oh yeah, that's the New World's November book. So anyway, so that's my TBR for the rest of October, excepting of course, and with the caveat that I might change my mind. T is for toilet. Do you read in the toilet? No, that's disgusting. What do you call the toilet? The toilet. What would be ideal reading matter for the smallest room? Nothing. Like I said, it's disgusting. But then again, I talk to myself in the toilet, so yeah. Anyway, but that's... T is for Turner. Who is your favorite English painter? Which is your favorite Turner painting? I am blanking on his name. He did a painting of Hylas that was quite controversial a few years ago, but I'm blanking on his name. But also moving into a more contemporary painter, Jackie Simmons. She is a pastelist who did a few videos for the Artists Network about 10 years or so, and they're quite good. I saw a preview of one of her videos where she painted her garden, and it is quite lovely. So I'll go with her. Because not all contemporary artists are frauds. In fact, I would say most of them aren't. But anyway. T is for tea. What is your preferred drink when reading? So I don't drink while I'm reading. Very often, when I'm reading or when I'm doing anything, my drink, which is actually tea, full sugared, is on the kitchen table, and I will be at a couch reading. So if I want to get a drink or anything, I have to stop reading and go and drink. So I don't actually have like a drink near me. Again, I don't want to accidentally pour something on the book. T is for Turkey. Have you been to Turkey? Unfortunately, no. I would love to, though, at some point, but with the pandemic and everything, highly unlikely. Who is your favorite Turkish writer? A common refrain with a lot of these territorial author questions. I am woefully underread in Turkish literature. I've read something, I bailed on something by Orhan Pamuk shortly after he won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2005, 2006. Because I think I picked it up from Book People shortly after he won, and tried it and did not get on with it at all. And as far as other Turkish writers, I really am woefully under-knowledgeable and underread in Turkish literature. Although I would love to see if there are any Turkish historians working in translation. I definitely read a few months ago The Fall of the Ottomans by Eugene Rogan, and I would love to see that history, the end of the Ottoman Empire and the rise of modern Turkey, from a Turkish historian who has access to the Turkish archives and Turkish materials that might be hard, probably are harder to get for a non-Turkish historian. T is for Tyrannosaurus Rex. What is your favorite dinosaur? I go with Tyrannosaurus Rex. Dinosaurs have never really been my thing. And Godzilla's not a real dinosaur. What is your favorite book with a prehistoric setting? The Conan stories by Robert E. Howard. Even though technically there is writing, which is the hard line between prehistoric is period, particularly when talking about human history, is the period in human history when there is no writing. And there is writing in the Hyborian Age, the setting of the Conan stories. But given that the Hyborian Age is meant to be our world, thousands of years before the rise of the Mesopotamian city-states, nothing is left over, so that would technically be prehistoric. So I'm going to go with the Conan stories. T is for Tolstoy. What is your favorite novel by Tolstoy? I've never read Leo Tolstoy. T is for theater. When was the last time you went to the theater? So, ignoring the Shakespeare in the Park from 2006, I think in 2005? Yeah, I think it was autumn 2005, or might have been spring of 2006. I went, I think, no, it was fall of 2005. I went to see a production of Bent, classic gay drama about two gay lovers in a Nazi concentration camp, and a theater in Austin that I thought was pretty good. I also went to see a number of opera in Austin as well. I was a part of the honors program at St. Edward's University, and starting my second year, the one of the professors, the director, pretty much had some extra funds, so she was convinced, probably didn't take much convincing, by one of the other professors to basically use that money to take students who would honor students who would like to the opera or to the ballet. I think it was, we took a Shakespeare class, and at the time there was a ballet version of The Taming of the Shrew. So we went and we kind of wrote papers about it, since had to have some kind of academic thing to it. And then they just decided to forego the review of the performance and we can go to the opera. So we started going to, I think, different ballets, but primarily opera. We saw Turandot, or I saw Turandot, Tosca, The Flying Dutchman, and several others. And I had a blast. I loved going to the opera. Yes, it was really fun. But that was years, well over, 15 years ago? Okay, anyway. T is for Trollope and Thackeray. Which of these two Victorian writers do you prefer? I've never read Thackeray, and the way we live now, I bailed within 30 or 40 pages, and I did not see the appeal of it at all. Maybe if the story was the cover that Steve Donahue's version of The Way We Live Now had, maybe I might have liked it a little bit better. But it's not. That cover very much lies. Bonus prompts. T is for time travel. Do you have a favorite book about time travel? No, I don't really like time travel. T is for teacher. Did you have a good literature teacher in school? For high school, not so much. Or the primary education. In the United States, K through 12. No. I did have a number of really good college professors who taught literature. I kind of consider them the big four. And they were Barbara Philippides, Catherine Rainwater, George Clowitter, and Alan Altamont. They formed the core of the English literature department at St. Edward's University. Barbara Philippides and Alan Altamont are still there. Brother George left about almost 10 years ago to go to Holy Cross College or Holy Cross University in Notre Dame, Indiana. And then Catherine Rainwater, I think just recently retired or transitioned into like a professor emeritus. So, yeah. But they were all four fantastic teachers. T is for triple. What is the cutest alien in books, TV series, or movies? I can't think of anything. No. I was thinking of saying Goa'uld, but no, those are not attractive creatures at all. Well, I mean, the tribbles are quite cute. No. I'm blanking. T is for tragedy. Do you have a favorite tragedy? Titus Andronicus and Hamlet, Macbeth, I quite like them. Also, Sweet Bird of Youth by Tennessee Williams. It's about a gigolo who comes back to his hometown with his current Jane, wanting to get into the film industry with his high school sweetheart, and things go to hell from there. I love that play. Been forever since I've read it. T is for tag video. Do you have a favorite tag video? Yeah, the Q&A style ones I really like. That kind of go beyond just asking participants to pull books from their thing. T is for To Kill a Mockingbird. Have you read it? No, I've never read it. Which is kind of shocking. But my K through 12 English education was very bereft of novels. If you were in like an honors program or like a advanced placement, I think there was a greater likelihood to read more novels, but I didn't enter into advanced placement until I think either junior or senior year. And so the only novel I remember reading assigned in class was Yellow Raft in Blue Water by, blanking on his name, I'll remember and put it in the show notes. Yeah. And To Kill a Mockingbird at that time was not something that I would be interested in reading. It. I tended to prefer science fiction and fantasy. And T is for Twitter. Do you find Twitter a toxic environment? Yes. Not all the time, but if you kind of it is quite toxic. Particularly poor Owen Jones. Yikes. Anyway, and that was the T tag. If you would like to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged. And I will be right back in a few with my New Worlds November announcement video. So until then, BookTube, thank you. Have a great afternoon and stay safe.